prezentări. Good morning. We are inviting you to presentation. Hoping also the speakers will come. Bună dimineața. Good morning once again, and welcome to Automotive Expo. We will start with a presentation from Romanian Manufacturer Association, Automotive Manufacturer Association, Mr. Adrian Sandu.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you again in Sibiu for the 14 times. So I'm seeing today a lot of people I already know, but also a lot of new people, which is good for the event and for the automotive industry. Nu auzi? Păi am eu niște bețișoare la hotel, dacă vreți mai dau. Ok, so I'll stay here. Okay, nu face microfonie, nu pot să. Okay, so now it's better? Everyone is better. Okay. So I will start with some figures about the automotive industry and how we evolved during these years. So, if in 2000 we were manufacturing around 55 million units, last year we reached around 90 million units, and in 2040 the production will reach 96 million units. What is interesting is the trend of splitting production between ICE, internal combustion engines, and fully electric vehicles. And you can see the forecast, 29 million units in 2040 will be fully electrical vehicles manufactured in Europe, and not only. Do you know, before going to the next slide, which is the biggest manufacturer of electric vehicles in the world? BAD's brand. What country? China. Tu ai văzut prezentarea mea trecută? Tu să... Okay, so China, and let's see the slide. China is now manufacturing 1/4 of the total global production of vehicles. So you can see the increase in production. This is only for the last half of 2025. We do not have the figure for the first months of 2026. And you can see also a drop that is interesting for us, the drop in the European Union. So we are still using production, but also we are still losing market. In 2019, the market in Europe was around 14.5 million units. Last year, the market was 10.8 million units. So we lost around 2.5 million vehicles on the roads. That means at least 7 plants of vehicle assembly in Europe. You can see here on this slide the number of plants of assembling cars, vans, trucks, buses, powertrains, and batteries. This is changing every year, but is not the same rhythm as it was 5 years ago. We have overcapacity in Europe, and that means that we still have room for projects, but as long as the market is not on the increasing level, it will be difficult in the next months, next year, to increase the total production of vehicles in Europe. We also heard the news about some groups that are trying to change the profile of the plants from automotive to military. It is quite difficult if you don't have the necessary expertise and the contracts in order to have the volumes, and that is a sign also that we won't we won't see in the near future an increase in the total production of vehicles in Europe. The forecast is not positive. Let's say I, I'm open-minded and I have an open mouth also. I cannot lie to you because next year we'll meet again and you said last year that we have etc. etc. Okay, last year Romania was on the sixth place in Europe as total vehicle production with more than 540,000 units. And we hope this year to have 525,000 plus production. So we'll see. In the first 2 months of this year, the total production of vehicles in Romania decreased by 6%. Yeah. So it's a change. Concerning market evolution, what is interesting is here, BEV. BEV means battery electric vehicles, so fully electric vehicles, not hybrid. If uh, the European Commission stated that this year we should have more than 40% of BEV, now the market share of battery electric vehicles it's around 19%. So it will be, we will need a huge step, a huge event to happen in order to go from 20% to 40 event, to 40% or 40%. We have already a huge event that is happening. The prices for gasoline and diesel, which increased in Europe, all over Europe, except 2 or 3 countries, Bulgaria, uh, Serbia, and southern Europe countries. But it will need more because battery electric vehicles need infrastructure, need good prices for electricity in order to charge it fast, cheap, and go from diesel and petrol to hybrid vehicles. So you can see they increased, they reached 300,000 units in the first 2 months, but it's not enough. Okay, concerning Romania now. We are the number one industrial sector in Romania. We are generating more than 14% of total GDP, more than 35 billion yearly. Last year, we kept the same turnover as in 2024, but unfortunately we dropped a little bit in the total volume of production, but we produced cars with higher value. Now Dacia is manufacturing Duster and Bigster, Ford is manufacturing Puma, also fully electric Puma, and also Transit, Courier, and Tourneo Connect, which are a small LCV, light commercial vehicles. Total export of Romania, 26 billion euros, 45, around 43% of total national export. We went last week to a meeting with some ministers from the Romanian government and we said to them $1, €1 out of 3 generated by exports are made by the automotive industry in Romania. So that's represent the importance of our sectors. Which is more important is that components and assemblies, you, the suppliers, are generating 2/3 of this total turnover, which means that Romania is a very important base for suppliers. There is almost no vehicle made in Europe which doesn't have at least one component made in Romania. So if you find that vehicle, please bring it here and we'll exhibit it for free. Right? And we'll try to have parts also assembled on that vehicle. Okay, challenges. Because we are living in interesting times in Europe and in the world. Changing of mobility. Hi, changing of types of mobility. We are seeing new types of vehicles, new types of two-wheelers, three-wheelers. We are seeing autonomous driving, autonomous buses, connected vehicles. That's the trend in Europe. We are seeing rising prices. I already mentioned rising prices about the fuels, but we are seeing rising prices also in raw materials. Plastic will go up for sure because plastic is a derivative, oil derivative, and prices are going up. CO2 reduction in Europe, that's a trend. It's not a trend, it's a fact because it should be happening until 2035. And we are seeing more and more Chinese brands on the European market. This was not forecasted by the Commission when they adopted 2045 and the Green Deal and the Green Industrial Plan, etc., etc. Everyone wants to be green, but only in Europe. So, what will be next? That's the question for everyone. You know, 20 years ago, there were only 5 or 6 Chinese brands. Now there are 109, which are already ready to go outside China. Although China is a market of 25 million units per year, they can export more than 4 or 5 million units vehicles. And Europe, it's a huge market for them. Russia, it's a market for them, but they have a lot of capacity. And this would be also an opportunity because they are starting to build plants in Europe. Many of their suppliers are coming already in Europe. One note here I didn't mention on the slide. Do you know which level of turnover has the biggest Chinese supplier? No, no one. 45 billion euros last year turnover, and the margin of profit was 27% in China. So please realize how much money the Chinese company have to invest outside China. I was mentioning about overcapacity. You can see here, China has almost no overcapacity. Europe, we are still having 4 billion units overcapacity. If you are splitting this figure to the figure of the number of plants, which was mentioned in the first slide, you can imagine how much is the average for overcapacity. North America is decreasing, but unfortunately, Europe is still the same. You are working in the automotive industry, most of you, and you are seeing your margins. Yeah? So please be careful what you invest next, because the trend, if you want to have an interest, it could be more interesting to put it in the banking or to borrow the Romanian government because they need money with 6 or 7% interest. So it could be more interesting than buying tools. So these are not my figures. It's our here Roland Berger Laza study in the whole wide world concerning automotive. Who we are? We are the Association of Automotive Manufacturers of Romania. This year we are celebrating 30 years of existence. In May, we will have a huge event in the Parliament of Romania. We are celebrating 30 years. And of course, all our members are invited. If you want to be one of the members and come to the Parliament in May, please join us. This is some kind of promotion of our association. We are Public Utility Association, which means we are the most recognized partner for the Romanian government when we are talking about the automotive industry market also. And we also have a voice of European level to the European Association. If you need more information, I'm here all the day and you can contact me anytime. Of course, you have also our contact details. If you can search me on Google, you can find also my mobile phone number. If not, I'll give you uh, here, no problem. I'm not a closed contact person, so please enjoy the event, have success, think about what you'll do next, and you need to have links, have good links, connection partners in order to develop your business, and not only. We'll have interesting times, and I hope next year when I come with the presentation to see the figure going up, not down. Thank you very much again, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Adrian. Now we continue with the presentation from DME Europe, CRG Industrial, CRG Industrial, Mr. Paul Crețu.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you, the organizer, for the opportunity to be here today in Sibiu. My name is Paul Crețu and I represent CRG Industrial Services as administrator. And today I would like to introduce my colleague Angelica, who will continue the presentation and will share with you more about what we do. Angelica, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for hosting us. It's a real honor to be here today. We are going to say a few words about CRG Industrial Services. We are a company who started in 2022 on the Romanian market. We are acting... Just a moment, I'm finding... So we are a company, I was saying, specialized in mold design, mold manufacturing, control devices, and precision machining. Our main focus is injection molding. Actually, our focus is to support our customer for starting the idea to the final product, because the feedback for us is super important, and actually that will always help us to get better and better. Like I was saying, we have big projects on mold company, mold injection. At the moment, our most important partner is DME Europe. We are super honored to work with them. We are actually the only distributor, the official distributor of DME Europe or Romania. Actually, they are together with us starting with last year, April. They, of course, are acting worldwide. They have activity around 3 continents. We are focusing on promoting more than 100,000 products, of course, of mold injection world. They are part of your brand group, sister company with Mold Master. So, the main focus of DME Europe, our main partner, it's leading suppliers of standard mold components, end-to-end solutions, high quality and reliability, European standards, of course. We have equivalences of our competitors, so we can help our customers in any moment without any problem for any other competitors that we have on the market and our customer they are working with. And of course, we are providing solutions and products for the maintenance of our customer. It's one of our focuses. I will just let you see a little bit about DME Europe. We have also prepared a small video about them, just like an overview for you. Thank you for your patience. I hope it wasn't too long. Like I was saying, DME Europe, they are providing products like ejector systems, cooling system, all bases, accessories. Also, we have the tools and consumable and workshop equipment because, like I said, we are having a focus to give maintenance for our customers. And of course, we have e-store, actually a web where you can find everything in regards to the DMA product and going forward and check everything that it's in your interest. And of course, you can find us today in the fair. I just put a little bit some main points in regards to the categories of product that we are selling and what are our focuses together with DME companies, optimizing the heat transfer with the cooling solutions, improving cycle time to extend the mold lifetime for using them in the plant. For the surf, we have also surface finishing, where we can provide high precision polishing, improving surface quality, reduce defects. Actually, we have also today, if you want to check us with us, this type of products on live. Of course, our focus, like you said, the part of the maintenance, it's a workshop equipment. We have it today at the fair. If you want to test with us, of course, you are invited. It's the clean care machine. Some device, of course, for measurement and control, where we can provide accurate diagnostics, price optimization, reliable monitoring. What are our focus? To say three, just main focus is to have faster production cycles for the plan for our customer, is to have higher product quality and lower maintenance costs, because we said it's one of the focuses. So we are super honored to let you know which are our partners at the moment, because like I said, we started in 2022. And even though we are having like customers Bosch, Horse, Diaplas, Rockley, Delta Invest, Draxelmeier, LG Automotive, Omniaplast, Metaplast, Ronera. We are so proud to work with them. Of course, like we said, we are following the projects from the start till the end. So, of course, this is the focus of CRG company together with DME. So, this was a short presentation of us, together with the partnership that we have with DME. You are super invited with us, and we are going to be honored to see you at stand 39 and 40, where we can check together solutions, real applications. So please join us. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Angelica. Thank you, Paul. Now we continue with the presentation of Cosmin Perde from Verdun, Romania.
Bună ziua! Numele meu este Cosmin Perde, reprezint compania Verdun România, companie care gestionează deșeuri în zona industrială. Suntem prezenți în 32 de companii în România, fabrici de producție special, din care 19 sunt în zona de automotive, deci cu legături foarte strânse în zona de automotive. Ceea ce dumneavoastră, ca și industrie de producție, cunoașteți creșterea costurilor de producție prin creșterea costurilor de materii prime și energie. Deșeul a devenit un cost driver în zona de producție. Principalele dificultăți pe care le-am întâmpinat și le întâmpină industria în zona aceasta sunt aspecte legate de modul de colectare a deșeurilor de la zona de producție, ceea ce evident duce într-o zonă de mixare a deșeurilor. Volumele crescute generează costuri de transport mari, impact mare, mai ales în perioada aceasta, unde vedem cu toții ce se întâmplă pe zona de costuri și costurile de energie. O privire de ansamblu a ceea ce înseamnă Verdun este parte din Green Group, un grup de companii din zona de gestionare a deșeurilor prezente în România, Lituania și Slovacia, o cifră de afaceri consolidată de 180 de milioane de euro, tratăm și eliminăm undeva în jur de 500.000 de tone de deșeuri anual la nivel de grup. Ne-am oprit puțin și asupra provocărilor care noi le-am identificat în zona de gestionare a deșeurilor. Nu neapărat în ordinea aceasta, dar ele sunt acolo. Marea majoritate a fabricilor gestionează deșeurile prin mai mulți furnizori de servicii din zona de gestionare și asta evident duce la creșterea costurilor operaționale și trasabilitatea deșeurilor. Noi numim, există un model clasic de gestionare a deșeurilor, unde totul, spuneam mai devreme, merge împreună în containere. Ulterior, într-o zonă de sortare la un centru de colectare, prin activitatea pe care noi o desfășurăm pe site cu colegii noștri, spuneți mai departe în prezentare, toate deșeurile sunt gestionate în locație, evident cele periculoase, pe care presiunea este mare pe zona de trasabilitate, se tratează în centre specializate, prin modul de procesare, adică reducerea volumelor prin compactare, sortare și reducerea volumului, facem o economie pe zona de logistică și totodată pe zona de reporting, modul de raportări de conformare ESG. Ceea ce propunem noi pentru partenerii noștri este colectarea site de la locul de generare. Practic, o echipă specializată vine, face un audit, o identificare a nevoilor. Nu există două proiecte la fel, fiecare fabrică are nevoile personale, totul este custom made. Colectarea la sursă, din locul de generare, cu echipă proprie, logistică proprie, din tot ce înseamnă infrastructură. Sortăm, palatăm deșeurile pe locația clientului în zona de deșeuri, dacă aceasta există, dacă nu, o creăm noi cu acordul, bineînțeles, al partenerului. Ulterior, ne ocupăm de tot ce înseamnă documentele specifice zonei de deșeuri, înspre livrarea lor direct către facilitățile de reciclare. Practic, ceea ce se scutează este traseul de la locul de generare, de regulă în sistem clasic ajunge într-un centru de colectare. În sistemul nostru, ele ajung direct la reciclare, practic se scurt-circuitează traseul lor, oferând transparență maximă, totul întâmplându-se acolo în locația de generare. Și totodată avem un soft specializat care oferă trasabilitate. Totul este online, totul este în cloud, acces nelimitat și documentele și raportările sunt făcute la modul acesta printr-o aplicație specializată. Problemele majore pe care iarăși le duc, sau mă rog, fabricile le întâmpină, sunt amestecarea deșeurilor de ambalaje, care știm foarte bine că sunt purtătoare de costuri în relație cu autoritățile. Sortarea și procesarea lor ne duc la un cost reduction de până la 44-60% din ce se întâmplă într-un mod clasic de un procent de 100%, dacă aveam 80 de transporturi lunar într-un sistem de complex, suntem undeva la 40-60 de transporturi, ceea ce evident se duce într-un cost saving și practic oferă trasabilitatea completă. Pe zona de componente electronice există acel interes de aftermarket products. În zona, din păcate știm, ceea ce ne-a determinat să propunem partenerilor noștri distrugerea on-site a deșeurilor de componente electronice pentru a evita furtul intelectual cu echipamente specializate de distrugere. Deci, practic, când părăsește fabrica deșeul respectiv, el este distrus, el va fi direcționat spre facilitățile de recuperare de metale. Totodată mai există și varianta de acele componente care nu sunt utilizate și nu intră în procesul în producție, un stoc supradimensionat în fază de comandă, ele pot fi dedicate pe un flux de reutilizare. Ceea ce, evident, centrul zonei de circularitate. Ceea ce știți cu toții ca și producători, este zona de metale prețioase care se află în deșeuri. Știți că le achiziționați, se văd în produse, dar ele cu siguranță devin și deșeuri. Noi în zona de deșeuri nu le prea găsim. Fie că vorbim de zona de mentenanță, chiar imaginea din background reprezintă niște pini de testare a PCB-urilor, care sunt un conținut de 3-4% de metale prețioase. Nu prea îi găsim, întrebăm de fiecare dată cum se face, cum se poate ajunge printr-o mentenanță asistată. Adică, practic, când se face mentenanță, se face asistat împreună cu securitatea. Totodată, materia primă cu conținut de staniu. Avem un parteneriat cu un mare producător mondial. Un studiu de caz la unul dintre partenerii noștri, după 3 luni de zile de la implementare, astea sunt datele care s-au obținut, un 70% creșterea cantităților reciclabile și scăderea cu 30% a celor cu valoare negativă, celor periculoase, ceea ce se traduce într-un beneficiu financiar de 22.000 de euro pe lună. Cum am făcut asta? Cântărind, colectând de la sursă, procesând în locații, cântărind totul în locație și cu aplicația specializată de care vă spuneam și totodată degrevarea. Știm cu toții, KPI-ul unei fabrici este pe producție, nu este pe zona de deșeuri. Acolo este zona în care expertiza noastră ne ajută. Cam acestea sunt rezultatele măsurabile ale partenerilor noștri, atât pe zona de financiar, cât și pe zona operațională, compliance și control. Industriile în care activăm, cum spuneam, Automotive, 19 companii din 32 puncte de lucru în fabrici din România, producție de cauciucuri, home personal, dar cel mai consistent este zona de Automotive. Vă mulțumesc și pentru orice fel de activitate vă așteptăm la 175.
Thank you, Cosmin. We we continue with the presentation of Alexandru Zan from Trane, Romania.
Thank you very much, Claudio. Once the presentation will be in English, I will use our local language, Romanian, for introduction. Deci este vorba de Trane. Trane, noi suntem producători de echipamente de răcire. Suntem prezenți în acest eveniment. Mulțumim frumos organizatorilor și celorlalți care au fost implicați să ne ajute să venim cu echipamentele, să le plasăm în interior, în exterior. În exterior aveți un chiller de proces și un container frigorific, un mini container. Câteva cuvinte despre noi la Trane. Practic, suntem parte dintr-un grup multinațional, Train Technologies, care în ultimii ani a regrupat două domenii de activitate care sunt conexe întrucâtva. Odată este zona de răcire și climatizare industrială, formată din grupurile Train, Alco, Metea și Thermocold. Iar a doua grupă de business este transportul, care unități pentru transport de refrigerate, formate din grupurile Thermoking și Frigobloc. Noi aici în România suntem prezenți prin Trane România din 2003 și deservim piața românească prin aceste trei branduri Train, Alco și Metea. În prezent, ca prezență mondială suntem destul de extinși. Am avut aseară câteva întrebări legate de unde procurăm echipamentele, unde sunt fabricile noastre. Pe zona Europei, Comunitatea Europeană, avem fabrici în Franța, Italia și Germania. Acestea sunt zonele noastre, plus pentru containerele frigorifice folosim echipamentele de la Thermoking, care sunt produse în China, aduse și sunt utilizabile pe transporturi maritime. Noi aici în țară le folosim pentru închirieri în poziții locale. Aici, la alături de dumneavoastră, suntem prezenți odată Alexandru Zană, eu, cu serviciile de închiriere, și colegul meu, Iuliana Gavriloaia, care este pe undeva prin spate, te salutăm. Și suntem prezenți cu 3 echipamente, plus toate serviciile noastre pe care le oferim. Pe partea de închirieri de echipamente avem o gamă destul de extinsă. Putem să mergem de la temperaturi de minus 70 de grade până la 120 de grade cu diverse echipamente și soluții. Iar pe partea de chillere de proces Metea, avem de asemenea de la chillerele care pot deservi mașini unelte cu conectare directă, până la echipamente care pot fi adaptate pentru aplicații de răcire industrială centralizată. Acum, probabil că o să vă întrebați ce facem noi de la Trane Automotive. Suntem destul de bine băgați. La Trane sunt de 19 ani și practic am pus pietrele de temelie alături de proiectanți contractori la mai multe fabrici. Aici aș numera Pirelli, Delphi Group, acum Finia, Draxelmeier, Bosch. Toate aceste fabrici folosesc echipamente Trane pentru răcirea centralizată, pentru utilități. Noi practic le procurăm sistemele, echipamentele prin care căldura degajată din procesele de producție este evacuată în exterior cu ajutorul apei răcite furnizate de echipamente Trane. Recent am intrat și în zona de producție pe liniile tehnologice cu chillerele Metea de proces, care pot fi îmbinate împreună cu echipamente de sine stătătoare, de prelucrări prin așchiere, de molding, oricare vreți dumneavoastră. Și în felul acesta am reușit să mărim destul de bine și business-ul nostru, să fim mult mai prezenți alături de producătorii din industria de automotive. În afară de serviciile clasice, avem și after sales. Suntem Avem, practic, acționariatul nostru este Trend Technology 100% și avem serviciul nostru local cu frigotermiști angajați de către noi. Ne ocupăm de diverse modernizări de echipamente, update-uri, DMS-uri. Deci, practic, tot ce ține de serviciu after sales, inclusiv servicii de închiriere de echipamente. Și în felul acesta am reușit să fim în viață și vom fi în continuare alături de dumneavoastră. Vă mulțumesc frumos! Aceasta a fost prezentarea.
Mulțumesc, Alexandru. Thank you, Alexandru. We continue with the presentation of Doru Nicola from Courier Network.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Doru Nicola. I'm sales manager here in Romania for C&W Courier Network. Today, I don't want to focus only on who we are as a company. I like to focus on why time-critical logistics matters in automotive. Because in this industry, delay is never just a delay. C&W has been operating time-critical logistics for over 4 decades. Today, we operate 48 offices worldwide with more than 600 employees and a 24/7 control tower structure, including here in Romania. We support industries where production continuity is essential. Semiconductors, automotive, aerospace, medical devices, electronics, and so on. Those numbers matter for one reason: experienced under pressure. Because time-critical logistics is not built in stable moments. It is built in disrupted ones. In automotive, production is optimized to the highest level. Lean structures, just-in-time deliveries, minimum inventory, which means something very simple. Parts arrive exactly when they are needed. Not days before, not hours before. So when a shipment is delayed and there is no extra stock waiting in the warehouse, the line feels it immediately. That's when delay is no longer a logistic issue and becomes a production risk. You can see here words like trustworthy, experienced, dedicated. Every company uses similar words, but the difference appears at 2 a.m. when a production manager calls and says, "We are at risk." Trustworthy means answering immediately. Experienced means staying involved with shipment until the delivery. At C&W, failure is not an option, it's an operational stunt. Our global presence is not about flex on merit. It's about coverage when time zones don't align. Automotive supply chains are global. Production, however, is local. When a disruption happens in Asia, Europe cannot wait until the next morning. That's why we operate 24/7 control towers across continents. So the response does not depend on geography, it depends on urgency. These are the tools we use. Next slide out. On-board courier, charter aircraft, dedicated trucking. But the service itself is not a trust problem. The service is choosing the right option under the pressure. Sometimes speed is critical, sometimes reliability is critical, sometimes flexibility is critical. The difference is not the aircraft, it's the decision behind it. No stops, no stalls. Sounds simple, right? But in this industry, that is a serious commitment. Production lines are synchronized with the minute. Suppliers, OEMs, Tier 1, Tier 2, everything is connected. So when one component is missing, the impact is immediate. Keeping production in motion is not about moving cargo fast. It's about removing uncertainty before it becomes downtime. You already know these challenges. Just-in-time production, tight delivery windows, OEM penalties, downtime, revenue impact on downtime. None of this is theoretical, it's daily operational reality. So, emergency component logistics is not an exception in this industry. It's part of the structure. So when those moments happen, the difference is not who can ship. The difference is who can decide it faster. This is our on-demand operational structure. It may look like a standard process, but what matters is not the boxes. What matters is the discipline under pressure. Answering immediately. Route confirmation within minutes. Driver dispatch without delays. Live update at every stage. Visibility becomes critical when pressure increases. In urgent shipments, uncertainty creates stress. Where is the car? Is it moving? Is it delayed? Our smart truck gives real-time GPS visibility and condition monitoring. But again, the technology itself is not the purpose. The purpose is reducing uncertainty. Because when a production depends on a shipment, visibility becomes part of the risk management. CNW has been also recognized by the key industry partners, including Lufthansa Cargo and other global organizations. Recognition is important, but the word only matters if the performance is consistency under the pressure. In technical logistics, responsibility is built at 2 end, not on stage. That is where that consistency is what we aim to protect. In automotive, disruptions are not a question of if, they are a question of when. When that moments come, the speed of transport matters, but speed of decision matters even more. At CNW, we are built for those moments. Thank you, and if you'd like to continue the conversation, I'll be at booth 64.
Thank you, Dor. We continue with the presentation of Mihai Jeic from Molex.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you didn't fall asleep yet. I will try to give you a short flavor of what Molex is doing. First of all, so let me introduce myself. So my name is Mihai Jeic. I'm based in Timișoara, in Romania. 11 years with Molex, and I'm responsible for the entire business in Eastern Europe. Okay. That was all from my side. Okay. It's like computer fall asleep. Okay, let's try again. Okay. So, this is our vision actually. So, in Molex, what we do, you make a connected world possible by working together as a global team. Enable technology that transform the future and improve lives. Actually, you can see here that our products are represented everywhere. This is why we are saying we are making a connector world possible. Here you can see actually all the most important details about the Molex. On the base, you see our foundation. We are part of the Koch Group, one of the largest private health companies in the US. Talking about only numbers for Molex, you see that we have a 7 billion revenue, almost 50,000 employees all over the world, and 77 manufacturing locations, also all over the world. In Europe, we have only a few of them, but mainly in Asia, US, and South America. One of the most important things that we are acting in the few markets. Of course, the most important one is automotive, but also we are acting in industrial, aerospace, defense, data center, consumer electronics, medical, so on. It's one of the most important for us. This is how we started. As you can see here, back in 1930, actually we developed a material, a plastic. We use it for the flower pots and the toys. It was called Molex. Molex is coming from molding expert. This is what Molex stands for. And over the years, we had some acquisitions, which it's helping us to be not only a connector manufacturer, it was known Molex in the past. We can say now that we can provide the interconnect solutions. One of the latest acquisition you see on the right, 2024, it was the Airborne, one of the biggest company in the US for the aerospace and defense market. Yeah, and the latest one, it was one of the Philips Medisize Vectura. It's one of the acquisition. So having all these acquisitions is helping us to provide the entire solutions. I will spend some time in the organization chart. Our CEO is John Elligan from the US. As I said, we are a US company. And these are the markets which I mentioned earlier. Consumer, aerospace, transportation, automotive is the main one. Few details about each of them. First one is automotive. Of course, you see a few highlights in this market. Battery cell contacting, maybe high-speed networking that we are offering solution. We are a global shark fin antenna and wireless charging technology in the cars. All of these are a part of the Molex solution. And you see here the first certificate V2X antenna, vehicle to everything. Let's spend time on the medical. You see some examples on medical as well. From data center, where the high speed it's needed, consumer mobile, where we talk about the micro miniature, smaller and smaller solution connectors. Industrial as well, and the last one is aerospace and defense. The last acquisition for Molex. Short footprint. As I said, we are a US company. We have 77 manufacturing locations. Here you can see how we are splitting into all 237 locations, 74 in America, 67 in Europe, and 58 in Asia Pacific. Here it's mentioned about everything: customer experience, manufacturing, design, and warehouse. Short details that we have our capabilities. We have everything on-house, from stamping, plating, molding, assembling. All this operation we are doing in our plants. That was all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mihai. We continue with the presentation of Sergiu Igna from UE System.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sergiu Ignat, and today we are talking about ultrasound technology and how it can help your maintenance practices, improve reliability of the assets, and energy conservation. We are an American company, and for more than 50 years we are dealing with ultrasound. This is what we know best, and this is what we do. The solutions are for predictive maintenance and also energy conservation. Maybe you know, we as human beings, we can hear until 20 kilohertz. But ultrasound, when you're thinking about ultrasound, we can relate it to this beautiful bird, which is the bat. And you're right, because they are communicating in ultrasound from 20 to 80 kilohertz, most of them. But in industry, we use this technology, as I said, for maintenance improvement solutions. And it's a very easy technology to implement and to use. It's versatile. You will see that we can achieve multiple applications using this technology. And it's cost effective because it offers a very early warning for potential defects it might appear. So these are the applications that we can handle with our technology. Ultrasound leak detection for compressed air, industrial gases or vacuum. Partial discharge detection for electrical inspection. Steam trap and valve inspection. And bearing condition monitoring and lubrication, condition-based lubrication. For ultrasonic leak detection, we can detect precisely, we can pinpoint where is the problem, where we are losing air, gas, where we are losing money actually. And we can create comprehensive reports according to ISO 50001, according to ISO 14064, which are greenhouse gas emission calculation. Partial discharge detection, maybe you know the infrared or thermography technology. It's widely used in industry, but it can detect resistance problems, heating points. With ultrasound, we can detect partial discharge problems, which is different, and these technologies help each other. We can see in the upper picture a problem detected by infrared, and in the below picture a problem detected with ultrasound. We can detect corona effect tracking or electrical arching. For valve inspection, it often can happen that a valve does not close perfectly and you can have a leak inside. It's so easy, just measure in the points ABCD, and if turbulence is created in point C after the valve, that means the valve is leaking, so it's not closing perfectly. For steam trap inspection, they often get blocked and nobody knows because they are enclosed, and if they block, you can lose money, energy, you can also affect the quality of the product, and we can detect which one works and which one is not working anymore. And now my favorite, bearing condition monitoring and condition-based application. In this graphic you can see with ultrasound technology, you can detect in a very early stage a potential problem, even when the bearing is not defect yet. In time, the bearing friction is increasing, and we can detect it, and we just have to go and lubricate it and bring it back down at the normal friction level. Afterwards, when we have a very small defect, we can detect it also with ultrasound, and then there are other technologies but can detect it much later. According to SKF, the bearing manufacturer study, about 80% of the premature bearing failures are related to poor lubrication practices. Either they put too much, too less, too early, too late, but the lubrication is a very important part in maintaining your bearings, your rotary machines. And this is where we intervene. You measure regularly. The ultrasound technology will tell you, now you need to go and apply grease. You go and apply, and you stop when you reach the baseline, the reference value. Many companies are using preventive maintenance lubrication. That means they go according to a schedule and grease according to the manufacturer of the machine, the quantity which is mentioned there. But the variability, it's a very important factor, because did you know that 2 degrees in change of temperature will decrease with 25% the performance of the lubrication. And with ultrasound, we know when to stop. Many companies are doing lubrication until it comes out, and now it's full, but it's over lubricated, and it creates enough problems. And now the on-track wireless system, it's a system which is composed from a gateway, a sensor, a lubricator, all wireless, and of course the software platform. You install them on the machine, and you will monitor and lubricate according to the condition. So in time, the bearing friction will increase, the system will measure continuously, and when you reach the point where the lubrication is to be applied, it will come and you will bring back the friction level. These are examples of application, basically 24/7 processes, critical machines could benefit from this system. These are installation applications, and at the end, at UE System, we believe in order to create a good program for ultrasound implementation, you need the right system or the right equipment, the right training, and the right ongoing support, and this is what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you all for attending. I wish you many successful meetings and pleasant day today in Sibiu. Thank you.